Hello, hello, and we're back. Oh my goodness. So we're back for a bonus session of the bonus component of the Feel Better Faster Formula Masterclass. And this is the Eat to Live show. So normally I go live on Wednesdays at noon inside the Holistic Health and Empowerment community. And usually at noon, hey there, usually at noon, and every week I do something. One week I do something savory, the next week I do something sweet, and I kind of alternate, right? But since we're still in the same week as the masterclass, I'm going to go ahead and do something today. Hey Verna, nice to see you. And so hopefully you guys have all been tuning in to the Feel Better Faster masterclass. If you have not, you still have time to catch up. There's 5 days worth of live videos. We're talking about mindset, we're talking about health, we're talking about food, we're talking about energy, regaining your energy through by living a holistic lifestyle. So if you have not had a chance, if you missed 1 or 2 or 3 sessions or whatever, there's a whole thread. If you scroll down, you'll see it says something like replays, and all of the links are there. All 5 days worth of links are there. Okay. Alrighty. And then don't forget, everything disappears at midnight Sunday. So tomorrow, you've got a day and a half left to watch everything. So Sunday midnight or 11:59 midnight, everything comes down. So, all right, so here we go. What we're going to make today? Hibiscus ginger lemonade. That's so delicious. I used to put pineapples in here to keep it cold, frozen pineapples to keep it cold, but I didn't. Y'all, it's so good. I wish y'all were here to enjoy this with me. But I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to tell you how to make it. Then we're going to go ahead and jump into, I'm going to make a really simple yet delicious and healthy and healing breakfast bowl. Then we're going to make a spicy buffalo cauliflower taco. There we go. And then we're going to make my favorite dessert. It is a pineapple, I'm going to do pineapple and peach today. Pineapple peach coconut tart. Guess what? Nothing's going to take longer than 15 minutes. Most things will take 10 or less. Okay, because that's how I roll. Hey there, Gwen. That's how I roll. So let's get started. I'm going to put this down. Yeah, this is so good. So, hey there, Peggy. I'm going to put this down. But if you have high blood pressure, again, this is the Eat to Live, right? Eat to Live show. If you have high blood pressure, you want to get you some hibiscus leaves. Okay, so let me grab it really quickly. Hold on. Going backwards. All right, so here we go. Dang it, I wish there's another way to do this. But anyway, so hibiscus ginger lemonade, that's what's here, right? That's what's right here. You've got you some hibiscus leaves. They're dried flowers. Hibiscus is a flower, right? And so they're dried flowers, and you can get them at your grocery store, or if you can't find them, if they're in my grocery store. So if you're here in Houston or San Antonio, I'm in Houston, but if you're in the general area, HEB has them, and they're next to the dry tea. So wherever you get tea, like hot tea, the tea leaves, all that good stuff, in the tea section, that's where you find hibiscus, right? Or you can order them online, to tell you the truth. But I always just grab them when I'm at the grocery store. You're going to get some lemon. You're going to get some fresh ginger. Ginger is amazing. It's an anti-inflammatory. So everyone out there, I know all week I've been having discussions with you guys, and so many of you shared that you have a lot of inflammation. And we talked about how inflammation is really the bedrock of all chronic disease. So you want to make sure that you are decreasing your inflammation. The best way to do that, stress, number one, decrease your stress. But food. So ginger, great for immune system, great to help with boost your immune system, great to help decrease inflammation. Hibiscus, great for your blood pressure. And lemon, very detoxing, very cleansing, right? And so you're going to, and I'm not going to type out the recipe, but I will give you the recipe. I'm going to speak at the recipe so that you can write it down. And if you miss it, you just go back and watch it, okay? All right, because we got a lot to cover. Okay, so the hibiscus. It's 1/4 cup of fresh ginger, right? So fresh ginger. 1/2 cup of hibiscus leaves, all right? 1.5 cups of either agave or raw honey. Now, honestly, my preference is dates, medjool dates. They look like this. My preference is medjool dates. They look like this. They can usually be found in the produce section. They're a great source of iron. They're great for if you're anemic. They look like big raisins, kind of. They normally have a pit in them or a stone in them. You just take it out. But medjool dates. Now you can make it like that. I am such a huge proponent of using whole food, particularly for sweeteners. Use a whole food as your sweetener, which are dates. Okay, so how you would do this is you could boil it in the water when you're boiling. So you're going to take your water. Well, let me finish telling you the ingredients. 4 cups of water, 1.5 cup of fresh lemon juice. Do not get that pre-packaged lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice. It's just lemons, y'all. 5 for $1, 4 for $1, whatever. You can get you some fresh lemons, okay? And then half a cup of fresh orange juice. Not Tropicana. That is not even real orange juice, right? Not Tropicana or Minute Maid or any of that. Get you some fresh orange juice. In my grocery store, they have it. In the produce department, they have fresh orange juice. If you don't have that at your grocery store, just get you some oranges and squeeze them. Just squeeze them. You have fresh orange juice. All right, you don't need that much. Half a cup of fresh orange juice. That's probably 2 oranges, 3 oranges, if you had to squeeze them. But you can also get a citrus juicer, $20 maybe, on Amazon. So that's the recipe for the lemonade. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna boil the ginger. You're gonna cut. Excuse me. You're going to peel the ginger. You're gonna put it in the water. You're going to take your hibiscus leaves, put that in the water, and you're going to bring it to a boil. So however long it takes to bring to a boil, as soon as it starts boiling, turn it off and just let it steep for about 10-15 minutes. After that, you're just going to strain it. Get your regular strainer. You're going to strain off the hibiscus leaves. Right here, I'll show you. Oh, normal. I dumped it. I thought I saved it. I did not. Hibiscus leaves. Okay, you're going to just strain all the water through, and then you're going to put them in a pitcher like this. Okay. All right, so this is it. It's kind of separated now because I made it earlier. So that's the orange juice and the lemon juice, fresh orange juice and lemon juice that's kind of settled. But then you just stir it up and then it's back together. Okay? And then what I like to add, I always add this to the end. Oh, going back to the dates. You put the dates. You love hibiscus. Oh, Fiona. Me too. Everyone always asks me if I go to someone's house, they're like, can you bring the ginger lemonade? The hibiscus ginger lemonade? I'm like, yes, I can. It's everyone's favorite. All right. And I know that I'm doing good because I'm helping everyone just from the inside out, literally. So when I make this hibiscus ginger lemonade, I always put, if I'm making a big picture like that, I'll put like 2 or 3 drops of wild orange. This is the brand that I was telling you about earlier on this morning's live, wild orange essential oil. And then also, although I use fresh ginger, I like to put about 2 drops of ginger essential oil as well. Now, I am speaking exclusively about or for this brand, doTERRA brand. I cannot speak to any other brand. Most essential oils are not safe for internal consumption. Okay, I don't use those brands. I use the ones that I can cook with and I can consume them. I can put them in my waters. And so these are safe for internal consumption, as well as, of course, you can diffuse them. And of course, you can put them on your body as well, topically. Okay. And then that's it. So let me back up. So with the dates, and because they're boiling, right? So the juice, the sweetness is going to be released, but then you can just blend it up really quickly because they'll be still whole. The dates will still be whole. Blend it up in your blender. Now everything's all nice and blend it up. You've got all the sweetness. Then strain it along. You're going to strain it anyway because you have to strain the hibiscus leaves out. So you're going to strain any other chunks of dates. And now you've got you some wonderful, beautiful, healing hibiscus ginger lemonade. So that's that. Done and done. That does not take any time. So if you can make lemonade, you can make hibiscus ginger lemonade. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and then you just kind of get fancy, right? You just get your nice little martini glass. I normally, instead of putting ice cubes in it, because I don't want it to water down, I normally put like frozen pineapple chunks, or sometimes frozen strawberry chunks. Whatever frozen fruit I have, I just use that as my ice. You could also do that if you don't want to use any sweetener. So if you don't want to use dates, you don't want to use honey, raw honey, not honey from the raw. If you're going to use honey, make sure it's raw honey. Raw honey, unpasteurized, unheated honey. Otherwise, don't use it. So either or raw agave. But if you don't want to use any of those, the dates, the raw honey, or the raw agave, you could just not sweeten it and just use frozen fruit as your ice, and you'll allow that, the natural sweetness from the fruit, to sweeten your hibiscus. It won't be very sweet, but you may not want it to be. So there you go. I just wish y'all were here so you could have some of this. Okay, let me put this down. Okay. And no, there's nothing in it. There's no alcohol in it. I guess you could, but anyway. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is a breakfast bowl. Very super quick. This is so very filling, you guys. The only thing we're gonna need, and as far as appliances, is a high-speed blender. This is a Vitamix, Vitamix. You guys, it's just a worthy investment. Yes, they're costly, but you're investing in your health. You're either gonna pay now or you're gonna pay later, right? You're either gonna pay now, being preventative, or you're gonna pay later because you didn't do what you needed to do on the front end, so now you have all these diseases, right? Or the elements, issues, dis-ease in your body, right? So, Vitamix. I'm gonna try to, let me take this down first, hold on, because I want you guys to be able to see this. This is gonna be so very interesting. Okay. I think you'll be able to see it. Okay, all I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm taking let me put this hibiscus somewhere. I am taking, you can do make this to 2 to 3 apples. Again, this is super duper. What else is on sale for $1.99? Are you freaking kidding me? Wow, that's a heck of a deal. Definitely snag you guys a Vitamix for $1.99 because normally Vitamixes are about $600. I got mine on sale about 10 years ago. Same Vitamix about 10 years ago. So again, it's a worthy investment. And I use this thing like every day. I've used it pretty much every day, multiple times a day for the last 10 years. But it was $5.50 and it was on sale. So normally they're $600-ish, but mine was on sale for $5.50. So $1.99, I need to get me another one just because. So I like Pink Lady apples. You can use any apple that you like, but I like Pink Lady. 2 to 3 apples, you guys. All you're gonna do is just core them. So I'm just gonna, well, this apple's lopsided. I'm not gonna use this. Because I have a lopsided apple, it's kind of hard to, well, that one worked. I'm gonna cut the other one. All right, and so all I'm gonna do is, now that my apples are kind of chunked, I'm gonna just throw them in my Vitamix. Stay there. All right, put them in my Vitamix. This is so filling, you guys. You will be, like, it's so full, so fulfilled, you definitely won't be hungry. Definitely will not be hungry. And so what I did was I just cut off a little chunk of the apple just to kind of save it because I'm gonna use this as topping, okay? And so let me just cut this one apple because it's lopsided and I can't put it through my core, which is fine, no biggie. The other great thing the thing I love about Vitamixes is because they're so strong, you don't really have to do a lot of cutting. You see how big these chunks are, and it's gonna blend it right down. Because who has time for that? Not me. I told you guys, 10, 15 minutes, I'm gonna be in and out. All right, so that's that. So in addition to, I did 2 apples. You can do 2 to 3 depending on how much you wanna eat. But I did 2 apples. I never do more than 3. 3 is a lot, but sometimes if I know I'm not gonna eat for a while, I'll just do 3 because it will hold me, right? So we've got our apples. We are gonna go ahead and throw in 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts, organic hemp hearts. You can find this in the healthy, quote unquote, healthy section of your grocery store. So where you find, you know, all the, like where your bulk items are. So you might find your bulk seeds and nuts, that type of thing. And it's gonna be 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle. This hemp seed makes it really, really creamy. Kind of like almost the consistency of oatmeal, but it also is great. This is a great source of protein, a great source for vitamin D, great source for, this hemp is great for balancing hormones, okay? Balancing female hormones, hemp seeds, all right? And you notice here it has 2 grams of protein and great source of omega-3s and omega-6. Omega-3, omega-6, great for your heart, so that's great for your heart, great for your brain. Hemp hearts, organic hemp hearts, okay? Hemps are just hemps, okay? It's just hemp. All right, so there we go. So now, what I like to do is sprinkle in a little cinnamon. You can do this to taste. And I love cardamom. Love, love, love cardamom. Now, I do have a cardamom essential oil, so I could use my cardamom essential oil, just a drop, 1 drop a day, or you can just use powdered cardamom. I'm just gonna use powdered cardamom for now, but so I just switch it up depending on the day, okay? And then this is my favorite, you guys. I love this. Sometimes I just use this by itself. Sometimes I don't even put cinnamon or nutmeg in it. I'll just use organic Chinese 5 spice. It's a combination of spices. It's cinnamon, That's why sometimes I don't use cinnamon, because I already have cinnamon in it. So cinnamon, cloves, fennel seed, anise, black peppercorns. It is so delicious. It's like, oh, it's so good. All right, so I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of that. So somebody was asking about foods being flavorful. Your foods should absolutely be flavorful. If your foods are not flavorful, you just didn't put any spices in it. And there's no need for that. No need to not do that. So that's it. And then you're gonna blend it up. So watch this. You don't need to add any liquid if you're using a high-speed blender, because it'll blend. This is how you make apple juice, by the way. Yes, you can use a juicer if you were really making apple juice, but don't forget, you don't need to add any fluid in here, because when this starts to blend up, the juice from the apple is released. Okay, so here we go. Now, I like mine to have a little bit of texture in it, so I'm not going to blend it like super thin. But you could, if you have a texture thing, you don't like texture or whatever, you could let it blend until it's completely smooth. I like a little texture in mine, so I didn't blend it down that much. But it's not, so it's kind of chunky, but not too chunky. But that's a personal preference. So there's no right or wrong. It's really what you like. Okay. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my beautiful bowl, my beautiful heart-shaped bowl. That is not a requirement. I just love the bowl. I'm gonna pour. You see, mine's kind of chunky. Again, you can make it smooth if you want. Oh, dang it! I didn't put my ginger in there. I had a little piece of ginger. Normally, I will throw a little chunk of ginger in here. I love ginger. Again, it's actually great for your metabolism. Also, it's one of the it's thermogenic. I mean, it helps to increase your body temperature, helps to stimulate your metabolism, and it's great for your immune system, and it's anti-inflammatory. So I love ginger. I just forgot to put the chunk in here. So there we go. Somebody's home. All right, so now we've got this, and now all we're gonna do is put our toppings on there. So you can put whatever toppings you like. I'm gonna do. Remember, I cut off a little bit of that apple, so I'm just gonna cut a couple of. I'm just going to chunk this apple. And you just get creative. You just decide what it is that you want on top of yours. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle some here. I'm going to get half a banana. I'm actually going to do like a third of a banana. You could, sometimes I do the whole banana. Hey babe. Sometimes I do the whole banana, just depending on what's going on. And so, whoops, lost a banana. All right, so then we're gonna just put some banana in there. So this is where, like I said, you just have fun with it. Whatever your favorite fruit, pick 2 or 3 of your favorite fruit, and have at it. Oh man, I normally put. I'm gonna grab some blueberries. Again, this is a very simple breakfast bowl. Doesn't take long to make. You just. And you don't have to dress it with anything. Sometimes I just eat it as is. I don't put any type of fruit topping on it. Again, it just depends on what you want. Can y'all see this? Yeah, you can. All right. Done and done. Upside down. Whatever. You don't have to make it pretty. You can just throw them in there. Whatever. Those aren't even cut uniform. It's all good. Okay. Now, what you could do. I always do this. Because I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is another one of those spices that is actually great for your metabolism. It's thermogenic. So there you go. You have your bowl. You could definitely add some chia, right? A lot of times, oops, I just stepped right on that banana. A lot of times I'll do sprinkle some chia seeds. Chia seeds also a great source, great food for energy, but it's also great for omega-3s and omega-6s as well. Nice healthy fat and protein as well. So people always ask, where do you get your protein from? There's protein in everything. There's protein in everything. So that's a very simple breakfast bowl. Very simple breakfast bowl. Okay. I'm gonna eat it. I have not eaten today. Actually, that's not true. Right before the video. Oh my God. So good. It's also cinnamon and ginger and nutmeg. They're all like warming, very warming. So they're warming spices. FYI. Good stuff, man. That's all I'm saying. Breakfast. It's kind of like you have oatmeal, but with fruit on top, right? Healthy, healing, wonderful. Blueberries, super high antioxidants, anti-cancer. Hey there, Tia. Strawberries, everything we're eating is anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. Everything we're eating is alkaline. Thanks, Tia. Wish you were here. You could have some. Because I'm not going to eat all this. Not right now. So, there you have it. But that's that. Anything else I want to tell you about that? No. You saw how quick it was? I can throw this together in 5 minutes, like literally 5 minutes flat. So, anyone who says, it takes too long to eat healthy. Yo, breakfast bowl, 5 minutes, done. If you want it, oops, it's so good. If you want it warm, what I do is, normally I don't really care. Well, so the Vitamix will heat it up if you keep blending it. But if you really want it warm, you could just throw your apples in the sink with some hot water. 10 minutes. Apples are warm, throw them in the blender. Now you got a warm bowl. Ta-da. So it really just depends. I love them like this. All right. Let me rinse this. That was a super quick breakfast item. All right. So now we're going to make our spicy buffalo cauliflower. Spicy buffalo cauliflower. One of my favorites. What you're going to need for that, let me scoot all this stuff over. Let me tell you the recipe first, and then I'll go ahead and make it. Super easy, you guys. So the spicy buffalo cauliflower, you're going to make the sauce. You're going to make the sauce to pour on top of the cauliflower, okay? So the sauce is what we're going to make first. You're going to just need one appliance. That's another thing I like about raw eating. It's simple. You don't have to do a whole lot. One thing. So instead of me using a pan or whatever, that like if I was cooking, I can just use one appliance and then rinse it out. Or not rinse it out, but wash it out. All right, so we're going to make the sauce first. Here's the recipe, because I know you're going to ask, and I'm not going to type it. I'm not going to go back and type it, so catch it now or watch the replay. Half a cup of dates, and you want to soak them. And then you can drain them. Soak them maybe 15 minutes. It just makes them hydrated, because they're kind of dry like raisins a little bit. It'll rehydrate them, and it'll make the blending smoother. And it'll make it for a creamy sauce. So half a cup of dates, half a cup of water. I like to use hot water because it makes the sauce warm already. So when I eat it, it's warm, right? You don't have to eat cold food. Just because it's raw food doesn't mean it has to be cold food. Remember, as long as you don't heat any of your food above 118 degrees, you're keeping the integrity of the food, the integrity of the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients, all of that. And so you're eating vitamin-rich food. You're eating the foods that have their enzymes intact. Has all the vitamins, all the minerals, all that intact. When we cook our food, we cook off a lot of that stuff. So we are eating, although we are very well, we eat very well, we as in society, but we're not very nourished because the majority of our food is void of nutrition because we've cooked it to death. We've cooked it out. All right, so that's why raw food is so beneficial for healing. It has everything intact, every single thing intact. Okay, so here we go. And then you're nourishing your body on a cellular level. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what allows your body to heal, okay? Of whatever you have, all right? So here we go. The buffalo sauce. Let me start from the scratch again. Half a cup of soaked dates, 15 minutes or so, drain the water off. Half a cup of water, a quarter cup of sun-dried tomatoes. You can get them. You don't want the sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in oil. You want to get just plain sun-dried tomatoes. You can make your own if you really wanted to. They're just tomatoes dried. So if you have a dehydrator, I'm looking over there at my dehydrator. You could totally make sun-dried tomatoes. Otherwise, just make sure that if you get them in a package, the only ingredient on it, guess what? Tomatoes. Tomatoes. That's all you want. You don't want tomatoes packed in oil, tomatoes with this and that. Tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes. Okay. All right. 2 tablespoons of raw tahini. Tahini it's a Mediterranean. In case you're not familiar with tahini, it's Mediterranean, and all it is sesame seeds. It's sesame seeds ground into a paste. So in your grocery store, you can find them in the international food aisle. Okay, so it's 2 tablespoons of tahini, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. My preference is Bragg's, this one, Bragg's with the mother, right? You see the mother's at the bottom. It's just, it's full. This is a great probiotic, by the way. Although I do recommend taking a probiotic, but just saying, raw apple cider vinegar, okay? Bragg's is the brand that I recommend. And so that's 1 tablespoon of that. And then 1 clove of garlic. And then to taste, a cayenne pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, turmeric. I always use turmeric. Turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory, right? You could use the actual turmeric that looks kind of like ginger, but I didn't have any. So I have some powdered turmeric, this one. Powdered turmeric, okay? Great anti-inflammatory, great for your immune system. So when I say anti-inflammatory, so if you have any type of inflammation, which most people do, you want to make sure that you're eating lots of anti-inflammatory foods, right? And drinks for that matter. So smoked paprika. Now I was telling somebody about smoked paprika the other day. If you do not have smoked paprika in your life, you are missing out. You're just missing out. This is so delicious, so flavorful. I don't even know if regular paprika tastes like anything. I don't know that I've ever tasted it, but smoked paprika, when I tell you, just ups the flavor profile of everything. You get you some smoked paprika, man. Get you some smoked paprika. It's delicious. Okay, and that's it. And so you're gonna blend all that into a sauce. So let's do that first. I am stepping on a banana, a little piece of banana that left, that fell. Please hold. Got banana on the floor. And I'm like smashing it and smearing it. Okay, that'll just have to do for now. All right, so you could use either your high-speed blender, like your Vitamix. Hey there, V. Or you could use a food processor. I'm debating which one I'm going to use. I'm not making that much sauce. Oh, what the heck? I'm going to use the Vitamix. Should I use the Vitamix? Yeah, I'll use Vitamix, whatever. It's all good. And the reason why I'm hesitating, because sometimes if you're not making a large quantity of stuff, that Vitamix is very tall. And so if you're not making a large quantity, it kind of makes sense to use something a little bit smaller. So I have a NutriBullet here, which I could use, but I want my sauce to be really creamy and smooth. And the NutriBullet is strong. I mean, the Vitamix is stronger. So we're going to go with the Vitamix, okay? All right, so here we go. Just had to talk that through with you guys. There was a little water in there. Okay, so Vitamix. And you could use you absolutely could use a food processor. Vitamixes are kind of like food processors too. Blender / food processor all in one with a Vitamix. So what are we doing? We first need where are my ingredients? My dates. So here's my dates. Hey there, V. Oh, you love smoked paprika. You know about the smoked paprika, huh? It's everything. So this is my dates that have been soaking for about 10-15 minutes. And it's also my ½ cup of water, because this recipe calls for ½ cup of water. So I'm going to pour all that in. My garlic clove of garlic. You know that this is great antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-everything. You need to be having garlic, needs to be in everything that you're eating. Sun-dried tomatoes. I'm just going to drain the water off. All right. So I have sun-dried tomatoes. What else are we missing? Tahini. We got it's a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So I'm not going to measure it, but that's about right. That's about right. I'm not going to measure this either. I gave you the measurements a second ago. This is my turmeric. It really doesn't have a taste, but it has so many great benefits. You could definitely use a chunk of turmeric. Here's my smoked paprika. We're going to go extra on this. Let me go to the insect. Yeah, I'm telling you. Go check see if you have some sun-dried tomatoes. Put a little bit more of the smoked paprika. You cannot go wrong with smoked paprika. Okay. That, we're going to put a little bit of onion powder. Actually, I don't have any onion powder, but normally I do onion powder and garlic powder. Although I did put a clove of garlic, but you know, you spice it up a little bit. I like, again, flavorful. Your food should not be flavorful. You get your onion powder, garlic powder, all that good stuff. Tahini. Okay, so this is tahini. This is a special tahini. My friend bought this to me from, hey Julie, my friend bought this to me from Israel. And it's like real authentic tahini. I'm gonna shake it up. It separates. All tahini separates. So I need like 2 tablespoons of that. So let me measure that out. It gets kind of thick. So I'm kind of having to dig for it. All right, so that's 1. So it separates, kind of like if you ever eat like a fresh cashew butter, have all the ingredients with the cauliflower. Oh man, Veronica, you need some cauliflower. I mean, you could do something. You have broccoli. We could do broccoli, but I don't know. Anyway, I was just gonna say that this separates. Okay, so there's our tahini. Come on, get off the spoon. There we go. Okay, and I think we added everything. Let me double check. We've got our dates, water, some sun-dried tomatoes, tahini, apple cider. Did we do cayenne? Did I do cayenne? Oh Lord, did I do the cayenne, y'all? Did I do the cayenne? If I didn't, I need to just add some. But if I already added some, then it might be too hot. How about this? Y'all let me know if y'all heard me, if y'all saw me put some cayenne in. I don't know if I did. I like a little bit of spice, but I don't like it too spicy. So anyway, I'll wait for y'all. No, I didn't. Oh, okay, good. Thank you. I hope y'all saw the stream. No, okay. So get a little bit of cayenne. Just give it a little kick. That's probably good. Okay. Again, do it to taste. If you like it really, really spicy, go for it. Go for it. And then, yeah, we did the onion powder. Actually, I did garlic powder, but I normally do onion powder and garlic powder. All right. So we're going to blend this up. It's going to get a little bit loud, so just hang in there. And we're going to blend it into a nice sauce. Taste this really quickly. Y'all, so good. It's so good. Actually, now I think I feel like I need just a little bit more of cayenne. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I can taste it, but I need a little bit more. And you know what? I think I'm gonna actually sprinkle a little bit more. Here we go. It wasn't a lot. But I am going to add a little bit more smoked paprika. Why? Because that's Tabitha says, because that's my business, right? Because I like the smoked paprika. I love the taste of it. Okay. All right, here we go. Blend it for a couple more seconds. So now, let me just kind of make some space. We don't need any of this anymore. Now, that's our sauce. Let me take this down so y'all actually can see me. Sauce is made. Now what we're going to do, oh man, I need this bowl. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a bowl. Oh, actually, I'm going to use this bowl. That's fine. I forgot I had this bowl. So here's my cauliflower just sitting in the bowl. We're going to make these into chunks, right? What does that say? Oh, no cayenne. Yeah, I'm going to put this up just a little bit. Scoot this over. And now we're just going to, I'm just going to chunk up my cauliflower, right? So you're going to get your big old cauliflower. You can tear it or you can just start cutting it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Actually, when you're making a whole recipe, it's the whole head of cauliflower. The whole head. But for today's purposes, I won't do the whole head, but I want to show you the pieces that I'm cutting into. You can make them bigger or smaller. They don't have to be totally uniformed, of course. So here's the cauliflower, okay? I'm going to tear that apart. All right, so you're going to do that. And again, you can just break them. Some of them. Some of them will come off really easily. And other ones will not. All right. Comes a stalk. Okay. And so then, super easy, you guys. Again, I'm not going to do the whole thing. The whole cauliflower on camera. I'll do the rest when I'm off camera. I'm just breaking up the rest of this cauliflower. Again, this is another 10 minute dish. Okay. you're going to get your sauce. You're going to pour it on your cauliflower. Again, this will actually cover. I actually cut the recipe in half. The recipe I gave you was a full. So it's very thick sauce. Okay. And then the good part is you can stir it together, or you can get your hands in there and just kind of like mush it all together so that way everything is coated. I'll be good today for you guys. If I wasn't on camera, I would totally be doing this with my hands. Because that's how you get the love in it. That's how you get the love in it. But this will work too. All right, so now you see that our cauliflower, my husband likes this one, by the way. So now you see our cauliflower is coated, right? That's our buffalo. Again, depending on how spicy you wanted it. Okay, so that's crunchy. Let me just tell you something. I don't like cauliflower really, truth be told, but I love this. I am not one of those people. I love lots of different vegetables. Cauliflower ain't one of them, typically, unless it's like this, or I have another recipe and it tastes delicious. But those are not the only two ways I love it. But this, I can eat this like every week, like seriously. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make our tacos. Can you thin the sauce out if you want? Yeah, absolutely. You don't want it too thin because you want it to stick to the cauliflower. So you could thin it out, but not too thin. Otherwise it'll be like super runny and it's not gonna really stick like you want. That's good. So you have a couple options. You can totally eat it raw. This is a little bit warm because everything that I had to soak, like the dates and the sun-dried tomatoes, I soaked them in hot water. So now they're still hot. It's still hot. So then when I blended it, it's still warm, right? So, and it keeps the cauliflower really crunchy if you just eat it raw. But you could, I've made them 3 different, oh, look at you, Tia. Go ahead, Tia, thank you. So you have 3 variations. You could definitely make it raw like this, or do the exact same thing, but then put it in the dehydrator if you have a dehydrator. Put it up to 115 or 118 degrees. You can dehydrate it for 30 minutes. It'll warm it, number one, and it'll dry out the sauce a little bit, so it kind of adheres to the cauliflower a little bit more. It's going to change the texture a little bit. It won't be as crunchy, okay? Or you could cook this. I don't recommend it, but you could. But just know that your cauliflower is going to get kind of mushy because that's what happens when you cook it, right? And you're going to lose some of the nutrients. So for maximum healing, keep it raw. First option. Option number 2, you can dehydrate it, which is still raw, because most dehydrated, you're not going to dehydrate it over 118 degrees. And then if you just really want to cook it, you can put it in the oven. Just put it on whatever the lowest heat. Some ovens now will go down to 115. A lot of them don't. Just put on the lowest amount. And just let it get warm. I wouldn't even, don't like make it hot. I mean, it can be warm. Like nobody wants to eat cold food. Like I said, this isn't cold. This is nice and warm actually. Okay, so let's make our tacos. Here's what you're gonna need. You can use romaine lettuce if you want. I love this. This is just butter lettuce. I need a larger island. This is just butter lettuce. Right? And so, depending on how many little tacos you want. Oh, that one's torn. So we can't even use that one. I mean, I guess I could, but. All right, here's a good one. This one's intact. Okay. So, you can make as many tacos as you want. Remember, this recipe will make a whole head of cauliflower, right? So, before I kind of put everything in my lettuce taco, I'm actually, remember, eat the rainbow. We talked about that earlier today. What I'm going to do is, I got some orange, green. Why did I say green? There's no green. Red, orange, yellow, bell peppers. Each of them with different nutrients, right? All of these are super, super, super packed full cancer fighter. I call these the cancer fighters, right? So eat the rainbow. You want to make sure you're always eating the rainbow. I talked about that earlier today on the live from this morning. I'm just going to slice a couple. Just make a couple slices here. I don't know why I didn't get green. I just didn't get green. You could totally get green. I always get these. I don't know. All right. And I even have a little cool little gadget that will slice these. So like for Thanksgiving, I think I mentioned to you guys, my husband does like all the cooking. And it's like traditional cooking. And so, especially for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, he'll need like a whole bunch of bell peppers and a whole bunch of onions. I ain't got time for that. So you get your little devices that kind of to expedite everything. Okay. All right. I also picked up some mango pico de gallo. Now, sure enough, I could have made it. All it is just tomatoes, onion, jalapeno, cilantro, and mango. I ain't got time for that. I do make it a lot of times, quite honestly, but not this week. Not the week of the Masterclass. Super simple. I'm telling you. It doesn't have to be complicated. Whoops. Totally missed the trash can. Okay. So here we go. So that's open. That's open. And I'm going to top it with just a sliver of avocado. So this is just avocado. Nice healthy fats, right? You still don't want to overdo it, but it is a healthy fat. Makes me so happy when it comes out green. I know you can check out the little thing, but sometimes that can be misleading. I'm just saying. I have done it before, and it was nice and green. I'm gonna check the little thing out, and then I cut it open, and it's brown. So anyway, all right. So there we go. So now where'd my little taco shell go? We've got this. We're gonna now scoop up our cauliflower. All right, make it as full as you want. By the way, cauliflower has like hardly any calories. Not that it's about counting calories. You don't have to count calories when you're eating raw. I'm just saying. It's so nutrient dense, right? So nutrient dense. So you've got your cauliflower here. You're gonna top it, your spicy cauliflower. You're gonna top it with your bell peppers. Oh, a little red onion. Yes, indeed. Let me break that in half. There we go. Little red onion. Cauliflower. Got that. Where's not green? Orange. Why do I keep calling the orange green? I don't know. All right, so we've got a red. We've got a rainbow, right? We've got a red. We've got a purple. We've got our yellow. We've got our orange. We've got our green. We're going to put a little avocado on here. Give me a second. I'm going to definitely put some pico on here. Whoopsie. Get back over here. Get back over here. Okay. Okay, mess Charisse. All right, now get a little pico. Because why not? That just sounds right. Because we're making tacos. How can you have tacos without pico? And there is, wow! There's your taco that wants to get away. There you go. So now you've got your spicy cauliflower taco. Simple, nutritious, healthy, healing. Did I say quick? It was quick. Doesn't take a whole lot of prep. Like I didn't prep anything. I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but it's crunchy. So for, oh God, okay. Smoked paprika. Yes. The sweetness from the dates, the creaminess from the sun-dried tomatoes and the tahini. I taste a little bit of that garlic. Got the heat from the cayenne. Teeny tiny, you can barely taste apple cider vinegar. I don't like vinegar at all. Although apple cider vinegar has tons of benefits. You can taste it ever so slightly, but barely. Probably only because I know I put it in there. Y'all, you can't tell me you can't make this. Let me tell you, you will be full. You may have to eat 2 of them. Depending on how much avocado you put in there. If I love it, you didn't use any salt. I didn't use any salt. And it's so flavorful. Why? Because when you use the combinations of food, different combinations of fruits and vegetables, it has its own flavor. Y'all, this is not bland by any stretch of the imagination. I wish y'all could taste this. It's sweet. It's spicy. It's smoky from the smoked paprika. Yeah, no. And I didn't feel like I need it. I don't mind using salt. I use salt. I'm going to use some salt for this next recipe, this dessert that we're about to make. Hey Felicia, but you don't even need salt. Like, if you put salt in it, it would kind of mess it up. You got the garlic powder. It would taste probably even better with the onion powder, but I couldn't find it. I think we have it, but I couldn't find it. You got to make it, V. You got to make it, Felicia. Melanie, you got to make it. It's so good. Okay, I'm take one more bite and put it down. Like I said, you could add salt. I'm not against salt. You don't need to add a lot of salt, particularly if you have high blood pressure, just based on your disease process. But Himalayan sea salt, if you're going to use salt. I'm not against salt necessarily, but this don't need any salt. Like, seriously. If it did, I would add it, but it doesn't. So delicious. Okay. Two of these, you'll be full. Maybe 3, but I can't imagine. I'm not eating 3. This is good stuff, and it's very filling. Very, very filling. Okay. Let me put this down. I'm going to wash out the blender. Wait, do I need the blender? I don't need the blender. I'm going to use a food processor. Yeah, I'm going to use a food processor. Okay, give me one sec. Why didn't I grab a plate? I don't know. Now I have a plate. Okay. The plate's over there. It is all good. Oops. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all this over because I do not need it. All right. Now, I'm going to move my Vitamix. I don't need my Vitamix anymore. I'm just going to use food processor, like I said. And then we'll be done. Okay, food processor. But let me tell you something really quickly. I'm going to show you something actually. I used this food processor for years. This little mini food processor was $25, and I used it for years when I was trying to like figure this whole raw food thing out. And I wasn't sure if I really wanted to invest like any money in supplies. Definitely do that. If you listen, this is an investment in your health. This is an investment in your this needs to be part of your lifestyle. You got to make it easy for yourself. Like, I don't even know how I would eat raw if I didn't have a food processor and a Vitamix. And I guess I could figure it out, but why do that? You've been in the kitchen way too long, and I'm not for that. So, food processor. This was $25. I think normally it was $35, but I had a Groupon. Do y'all get Groupons? I had a Groupon that happened to come across my email, and I thought, ooh, I'm gonna get that. So $25. It still works. I've used it forever. If I'm making just a small batch of something, I'll use this. Maybe I should use it today. No, I'm gonna use my big one. I eventually upgraded to a bigger one because I started making larger quantities, more people. My people, my folks, my 2 boys and my husband. So I started making more stuff. All right. So then I just upgraded to this is the Cuisinart 14-cup food processor. All right. We could totally start. That's a Cuisinart also. You could totally start with that. A mini food processor, $25, $35. Make your life easy. Okay. Let me tell you the ingredients. For our pineapple. This is a pineapple peaches coconut tart. You could do all pineapple if you wanted to. You could do all peaches if you wanted to. You could do mangoes. Oh, I love mango coconut tart is so delicious. You can make a combination of any of those things, right? Today I'm doing peaches and pineapple. Someone asked me before about frozen fruit. I always say fresh is best. Absolutely, fresh is best, right? However, I do use frozen fruit as well. I always have like frozen pineapples, and I always have whole fresh pineapples if they're in season. Okay, and then when they are in season, this is another way you can cut your costs, because sometimes people say, well, it's too expensive. It doesn't have to be. You just got to be smart about it. And here's the thing too: you're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later, because your health is going to suffer. And then guess how much it costs to be sick? A lot, a whole lot. Okay, not just monetarily. I'm talking just everything. Physically, emotionally, everything, how much it costs you, right? So you're going to pay on the front, you're going to pay now or pay later. I prefer to pay now, okay? But when things are on sale, get a lot of them. So when pineapples go on sale for like 2 for $5, I get tons of pineapple. I eat lots of them, but I chop up lots of them and freeze them. So now when they're not in season and they're like however much, I already have some, right? Same thing with strawberries, oranges. In the summertime when we get all those nice juicy, everything's available, you stock up on them and you freeze the ones that you can. I don't freeze oranges, but I certainly freeze bananas. Bananas are cheap anyway, always, all year long. But strawberries, all the stuff that, I freeze everything. And then I eat them fresh, but I freeze them so that I have them for later. I always freeze bananas because I make smoothies pretty regularly, pretty much every day. Either me or the boys, somebody's drinking a smoothie every day. So we always make sure we have tons of frozen bananas. But then we also, I don't know if you can see, but we also have like 2 bushels of fresh bananas because everybody in my house loves bananas. All right, so recipe for the, what are we doing? The dessert. Peach, or you can call it pineapple mango tart. Today it's gonna be pineapple peach mango tart. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, let me give it to you right quick and then we will, we'll make it. Again, 10-minute recipe. 10 minutes. All right, your crust, a cup of pecans. You could use walnuts. I prefer pecans, but you really could use, almonds really. But a cup of pecans, a cup of dates, a pinch of salt, Himalayan sea salt, not Morton's, okay? That's gonna be the crust, okay? 1 cup of pecans, 1 cup of pitted and soaked dates. You're gonna soak your dates and then drain the water off. So how much water? Just put enough water until it covers it. Let them soak for at least 15 minutes. You can let them soak overnight, but minimum 15 minutes. So they're nice and kind of rehydrated and kind of gooey, and then drain the water off. All right, same thing with your pecans. You always want to, if you have any brown nuts, so pecans, almonds, I forgot my cilantro. I was like, something's missing. Let me back up right quick. Let's put a pause to this. Cilantro. Cilantro is such a powerful herb. I even cut, it's sitting right here. Put this on your taco, your taco, man. It is cleansing, cilantro and parsley for that matter, but we're talking specifically cilantro. Very, it's a blood detoxifier. It's a heavy metal detoxifier. Plus, it just tastes good. Unless it doesn't. Some people have like this. It's like a gene, a trait where when you eat cilantro, it tastes like soap. If cilantro tastes like soap to you, go with parsley. Otherwise, cilantro. I put cilantro on everything. I mean, everything that's not sweet. Pretty much. It's so good for you. So healing. Oh my God. It has so many healing benefits. That was just one. One thing. One is that it's a good blood detoxer, but it's so many benefits, cilantro and parsley for that matter. Okay. Back to the recipe. So that was a crust, a cup of pecans, a cup of pitted and soaked dates, and a pinch of sea salt. Now, the filling. Let me give that to you. A cup of dates, 1 cup of dates, half a cup of coconut oil. Why do I feel like that's supposed to be a cup? I feel like it's a cup of everything, actually. Nah, okay. A cup of dates, half a cup of coconut oil, and then cinnamon, nutmeg. You can use that Chinese 5 spice if you wanted to. I'll just do a little bit of cinnamon. I couldn't find the nutmeg. So here's the deal. My husband's 6'4". Y'all, if y'all ever, some of y'all, a lot of y'all are new to me, but I probably say this every week on Wednesdays when I do the Eat to Live show. My husband's 6'4". He does most of the cooking. Therefore, whenever he uses the spices, he puts them where it makes sense for him, which is like too high for me. I'm 5'2". He's 6'4". So it's probably, I'm sure we have nutmeg. I'm sure we have onion powder. It's just probably too high and too far back. I couldn't see it, so I'm like, I'm not getting this stool. It's not even that serious. So that's my life. All right. But the filling is a cup of dates, a half a cup of coconut oil, cinnamon, nutmeg, a half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon, depending on just depending. Half a tablespoon. You were going to mention about brown nuts. Oh, thank you. I'll come back to that. Thanks, Wanda. I'll come back to the brown nuts. Half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon, 1/2 to 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon. Okay, and you can do a little drop of vanilla, like a cap, not even a capful. Half the time I don't even use vanilla, but it does taste good with vanilla. Okay, and then also, so so this is like kind of a 3-part. That's the other part. The other thing, the last thing you need, the fruit, right? So whether you're doing a cup, it's 1 cup of either pineapple or peaches or mango, or you can mix it up, whatever. All right. This is what I was going to say about brown nuts. So almonds, pecans, walnuts. We've got chunks of food coming out. Your husband's 6'5", so you understand. You completely understand, Veronica. Yes, you feel my pain. Everything is. I'm like, why? I can't reach any of that. Even stuff in the laundry room. He'll put like in the cabinets. I'm like, clearly you don't want me to do laundry. That's fine. That's fine. Because if you wanted me to do laundry, you'd make it easy for me and put stuff where I can reach it. If I gotta get a stool, if I have to add an extra step in order to do the laundry, just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it, okay? Anyway, but Veronica totally gets it. All right, so nuts, browned nuts. So almonds, pecans, walnuts. You want to soak them. Why? Because they have it's phytic acid, right? It's on the outside of them, and it prohibits your body from really absorbing. Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock, Sarah. I just saw your face. It prohibits. Give me a second, Sarah. It prohibits your body from absorbing the nutrients in the nuts, right? So you want to make the nuts. You want to make your food more bioavailable, more available for your body to be able to absorb the nutrients, right? So that's why you want to soak your nuts. If they're brown, if they're white, like cashews or macadamia nuts, you don't have to soak them. But if they're brown nuts, you want to soak them overnight. 8 hours, plain water. Toss the water. Okay, let me make this really quickly. I just realized it's almost 3 o'clock. Okay, so first things first, let's make our crust, right? So we've got our pecans, we've got our dates. Pecans, dates, put it in soaked. I just drained them. A pinch of sea salt. About something like that. Okay, and I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of cinnamon, just because I really like cinnamon. Oops, there's cinnamon everywhere now. Okay, all right, and then we're gonna blend that up. Let me wash this. This is the cauliflower. 1 sec. Sprouted nuts. Yeah. Hold on 1 sec, B. I'm just gonna wash this off. Okay. Oh, why did y'all say something? I'm not even using this thing. I'm using the food processor. Give me a second. I just totally washed that, and I'm not even using that equipment. Okay. Processor. Let me turn it down here. I'm gonna blend it. Oh, it works better if you. It really works good if you plug it in. I promise you, it works really good when you plug in the appliance. Well, I'm going to let it go a little bit more. Hold on. Hey, Sarah, I just realized it's 3 o'clock. Give me 1 second. We're almost finished. And as soon as we're finished, we'll hop on. All right. The drink was hibiscus ginger lemonade. You have that recipe, girlfriend. You have that recipe. Sarah's one of my clients. I'm going to do an interview with her in just a second so you can kind of hear her experience with autoimmune, sleep, all of that. So this is our crust. Let's check this out. Hold on. All right, so this is our crust. You could, if you wanted to, you could make it really, really, really creamy. You could, but it's definitely creamy. It's gonna stick. It's so good. It's nuts and dates, y'all, and cinnamon. So delicious. So I actually made half a recipe. If you make a whole recipe, you can actually use this crust like in a pie pan, a whole pie pan. What I like to do over here in the Williams household is, hold on, I like to make little minis. So this is just a little Pyrex dish. 1 second. This is just a little Pyrex dish. And I just meant to, I think I had sun-dried tomatoes in here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to, I need another spoon. I thought I put enough spoons up here. All right, here's my crust. I'm not going to need all that, I don't think. I am going to make a little mini. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to smash it across the bottom. I actually do need some more down here. Smash it on the bottom. And I like to make sure I have crust like in every bite. So not only do I smash it on the bottom, but I smash it along the sides too. Just saying. You don't want to make the bottom too thick. Or maybe you do. It's up to you. It's yours. It's yours. You're eating it. I don't like my bottom too thick, but I do like to make sure that I have it on the sides. So I'm kind of just smashing against the sides so that there's crust in every bite. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's that. So that's the crust, right? You could put this in the refrigerator. You know, take it that is to kind of harden, but I never do. Which could. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually scoop this out, and I'll make some more minis later. I can make at least one more mini. You can easily double, triple, quadruple this recipe depending on how many you want to make this for. Okay. All right, so let me just scoop all this out, and then I'm going to use the same pitcher, the same carafe to use to make the sauce. So good. This, oh my God, watch this sauce, y'all. It's like, just watch. Hold on. Just hang tight. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, put my base back on. I didn't even wash it out because it actually tastes good when you, it's the filling, like the filling is some of the same ingredients, so it kind of all goes together. All right, so here we go. Now we're going for the filling. I already gave you the recipe for that, and I gave you the ingredients for it. So one sec. We need dates. I'm gonna drain my dates. So here are the dates. Right, they're nice and hydrated now because I soaked them, of course. I'm gonna do a little drop of vanilla, not even a whole lot. Oh wait, I need my blade. Where's my blade? Where's my blade? Please hold. Where's my blade? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, took the blade out. Where'd I put the blade? Okay, we have no blade. Well, where'd I put the blade, y'all? Should the coconut oil be solid or liquefied? Great question. Solid. If it's summer, so if you're here in Houston, or if you're somewhere where it's really hot, and you're, of course, depending on the weather, your coconut oil will either liquefy or be solid. If it's summertime, if it's solid, go ahead and just measure it out. And then put it in your refrigerator. Let it get solid. I mean, if it's liquid, I'm sorry. If it kind of liquefied because of the weather, go ahead and measure it out, put it in the refrigerator. 5-10 minutes, it'll be solid, and you're good to go. Okay. I cannot proceed without my blade. Okay, I took the blade out. I thought it was here. Hold on, y'all. Not there, not there, not there. Okay, seriously, I haven't been anywhere but right here. How did I lose the blade, y'all? Which means it's here and I'm just not seeing it, which is awesome. I took the blade out, I scraped the sides, I put it where? I honestly do not see the doggone blade. Does anyone know what I did with the blade? The S blade that goes inside the food processor. I just had it. Oh, there it is. Dang, it was like right in front of my face. Like literally, check under the cup. It was right behind me. I looked behind me. I didn't see it. I don't know why. Okay, let me take these dates out. Put the S blade back in. Drop the dates back in. Okay, there we go. Whatever. All right, so we've got our dates in here. We've got our coconut oil. Okay. Did I put any of the vanilla in? No, I didn't. So I'll do that in a second. This is our coconut oil. Okay. There we go. Tiny bit of vanilla. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon, half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of lemon, depending on how tart you want it. I like mine kind of tart, just saying. I like mine like a sweet tart. So I'm just going to squeeze the lemon. I'm going to do the whole lemon. Y'all, I really wish you were here so you could taste this. All right, that's all we need. We're gonna burn this up. That is already in, right? Yeah. We're gonna burn this up. Actually, no, let me put a little bit of 5 Chinese spice. No, I'm not gonna do 5 Chinese spice. You could do 5 Chinese spice or you could do cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm gonna do just cinnamon. Because I love cinnamon. Did I mention I love cinnamon? Love cinnamon. But you could totally do cinnamon and nutmeg or the Chinese spice. All right, so let's blend this. This comes out to be like a thick, creamy, kind of like the consistency of caramel, but it tastes like, I don't know, it tastes out of this world. Hold on. Let me think of what it tastes like as I'm blending it. So with the food processor, a lot of times you just have to scrape down the edges, which I will because like the food will kind of go up. This has Pico on it. That's not good. Where's my spoon? There we go. This is the spoon that had the coconut oil. So I'm just going to kind of scrape down the edges. No matter what kind of food processor you use, you always have to kind of stop, scrape down the edges, and then blend again. And you want it to be really like clean. This actually, since I did make a smaller small quantity, this actually would have been good to use in my little yellow food processor because it's tiny, it's small. But y'all, let me pick some of this up so you can see the creaminess. I want to let it go a little bit more because you can see some little chunks of dates. So I'm gonna cream it just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, and then we're ready. If I had used a smaller food processor, we'd probably be finished. Alright, so now that's it. We're going to get a bowl. We're going to just get a bowl. I'm going to bring this up. It's it. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, it's nice and creamy. It could go a little bit longer, but I'm good. I'm good with it. So, let me show you and bring it closer. So it's really nice and, hold on, nice and creamy. You can see a couple of little chunks of dates, which I'm fine with. But if you want it to be all just like really creamy like this, just keep blending it for maybe, I don't know, 30 more seconds or so. Y'all, this is so good. It's tart, it's sweet, it's delicious. So that's the filling. Okay, so let me take out the S blade again. This time I can't misplace it because I don't need it anymore for today. In case I do need it, I put it right behind me. like it was the first time. All right, so now you're gonna take your creaminess. This is so good, y'all. You're going to just put it in a bowl. Uh-oh, my boys are home. They're gonna be making noise. You're gonna hear the door chime in just a second, y'all. All right, I want all of this yummy goodness, so I am like literally scraping the whole entire thing. This is good stuff. Can y'all hear them? They were so loud. They weren't even in the house yet. They weren't even in the house yet. Now they're in the house and now they're loud. Peaches or pineapples, whichever. So I'm gonna do a little bit of both. And so these are, I have frozen. So if you have frozen, that's fine. Fresh is always best for sure. All right, frozen pineapples. They'll cut in there. I could have cut them down a little bit, but it's all good. It's still gonna be good. Your mouth is salivating. So, you don't even understand, Melanie. So I added some peaches and I added some pineapple. Again, you could have totally done this with mango. Hey, babe. cute and whatnot. Where are you going? Hey, honey.
She's the best in the world.
It is true. No, I'm just kidding. Where are you? Thank you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Where are you going?
The boots.
You got the boots? Okay. They see the boots.
I gotta go out here. I'm out here in the world.
You're out here in the world. Don't be out here in the world, son.
Making money moves.
Okay. All right. So now I have the filling and the pineapples and peaches. Now, ideally, you could have cut it like cubed them, but hey, you could not. All right, filling's ready. They look like this. All right. Now you're gonna get your little mini pie crust, and you're literally just gonna scoop it out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, if you really want to be fancy, I like pineapple. If you really want to be fancy, this is so good. Let me make it at least halfway, somewhat presentable. Love you. Oh, you're not leaving. Okay, that was my other son. I got two. Okay, so now here's your dessert, y'all. There's your crust on the outside. There's your filling with our pineapple and peach. How about we taste this? You got the creamy filling. Oh my gosh, y'all ready? Y'all want to taste it? Here. Did y'all taste it? Smell it. It smells good. It smells like cinnamon. Y'all, that's why this is my favorite. It's like my favorite dessert, and I love peach cobbler. This is like, I'm gonna just say it. It's better than peach cobbler, and peach cobbler is my favorite dessert. This is so doggone good. I'm getting the crust on the sides. The sour of the lemon blended with the dates, which makes it creamy and sweet. Y'all, good stuff. Healthy stuff. Healing food. We made a breakfast bowl. We made a spicy cauliflower. Not fair. Meet me halfway with the pie. I know, right? I know. You're not that well, you are kind of far. We actually could meet halfway. So we made the breakfast bowl. Super easy. 5 minutes. That's not even a 10-minute thing. That's like 5 minutes or less. We made you can make it for lunch, you can make it for dinner. The spicy cauliflower tacos. Delicious. And then we made a dessert. Okay. Our pineapple, our peaches, could have done mango. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to eat this first. And then I'm going to go back and eat the cauliflower tacos. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Well, V says, I noticed you've been using a wooden spoon and not a metal one. Is there any reason? So 1, I think they're really cute. 2, they're eco-friendly. 3, yeah, because metal is metal, right? And with all the other, I try to eliminate as many toxins as I can, or potential toxins as I can, right? And metals are toxic. Metals are toxic. So some things, I will be quite honest with you, some things you need a fork. You need like because I have these. I have bamboo. These are bamboo actually. Spoons, forks, and knives. I use the spoons mostly. I use the forks sometimes, and I actually rarely use the knives, but whatever. But sometimes you just need a metal fork, depending on what you're eating. But yeah, I do use these. I use these every day, and that's the reason why. So good. Sure you agree. Okay, yeah. I wish y'all all could come over here. I would make another batch of a big batch, make a big old pie, and we could eat it together. But gotta eat it by myself. Okay, so that's it, you guys. That's the Eat to Live show. It does not have to be. Definitely does not have to not be flavorful. It should be flavorful. It should be fun. It should be quick, so you can eat quick, healthy, and healing all at the same time. And if it's taking you longer than 15 minutes, you're doing something wrong. So this is the type of stuff we do inside the I Choose Me program. This was frozen, but I would say the majority of the time, 9 times out of 10 when I make this, I make it with fresh fruit. I love pineapple, so most of the times I use the fresh pineapple. But today, I use frozen pineapple and frozen peaches. But you could totally use fresh peaches, fresh mango. I've actually used it. I've made it with fresh everything. I prefer fresh everything. Fresh is always best. However, if you don't have it or you can't get it or whatever, go with the frozen. As long as it's not frozen, like frozen in syrup. No, it just needs to be pineapples. Nothing added to it, just frozen pineapples, just frozen strawberries, just frozen whatever. There should not be an ingredient list. Like this is literally pineapples. That's all it says on the ingredients. It says in Spanish, which is interesting. But anyway, so that's all it should be. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for your time today. This is longer than I expected because I was talking so much and then I lost my S-blade. But whatever. This is the type of stuff we do inside the program. So that way you know what you're doing. This is part of the I Choose Me program. So again, I know I'll see many of you on the VIP call tomorrow, either at 12 or at 7. If you have not registered for the VIP call, it's a private Zoom link. You're welcome, Wanda. Definitely register for that. You're welcome. And Costco has a good organic frozen fruit. Oh, good to know. Thank you. Good to know. I have a Costco card. I just don't go very often. And then in just a second, Sarah, if you're still on, you guys will get a chance to meet my client, Sarah. And you'll hear how she's been applying the Feel Better Faster formula to her life. She has autoimmune. She's been diagnosed with autoimmune disease. And anyway, so you'll see in a second. Okay, bye, you guys. I need to transition, wash my hands and all that stuff, and get back to my computer in my office so that way I can Zoom with Sarah. So, see y'all later. Have a great Saturday. But most of y'all, I'm sure, will hop back on so you can hear from Sarah. Okay, bye. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, remember, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. Just saying.